Hi everyone, welcome to Techie World. So today I'll take you through the concept of abstraction in Java. So let's straight away jump to the topic, that is abstraction in Java. So what exactly is abstraction? So abstraction is basically a fundamental concept of object-oriented programming that actually focuses on the hiding the complex implementation and exposing only the necessary feature and behavior to the outside world. So let's understand this with an example. Let us say you are going to an ATM, you are inserting your card and trying to withdraw some cash, right? So when you insert your card in the ATM machine and you enter your PIN, right? So do you know how that ATM machine is reading your card? How it is validating the details that you are entering to the ATM machine with the bank? All these details, the complex details, you don't know. You just go there, insert your card, insert your pin, and then you get the cash, right? So that's what abstraction means. It means what it should be doing rather than how it is doing, right? So you know, like you press this button, you will get a cash. You don't know how internally it is processing, right? That's how abstraction can be defined in Java or in any language. Okay. So abstraction, we can say, focuses on what, not how. Now, let's jump to the some theoretical part of the abstraction that we have in the Java. So, what is abstraction in Java? The very first point I already told you that it is a fundamental concept in object-oriented programming that allows you to create simplified representation of an object by hiding its complex detail while exposing only the relevant feature. Right? You want to withdraw a cash, you know which button to tap, and then you will get a cash after entering your PIN, right? You don't know how internally it is processing that data. It must be validating with the bank, like whether your bank have that much of money which you are trying to withdraw, right? So all this process goes on in the background and you don't know anything about. That's what abstraction means. Coming to the second point that we have in the abstraction, that is, it focuses on what rather than how. That's a very important point about abstraction in Java, that what you want, it focuses on that, not how it can be implemented, right? The third point about abstraction in Java is it allows you to create the clear separation between what object does and how it does. That's what I told you, right? It's a clear separation between what it does and how it does. What does that mean? Let us say you entered into the ATM machine, inserted your card, entered your PIN, you got the cash. That's the purpose of ATM machine. But do you know how complex it is to design that machine? How complex programming that is going on inside it? How it is validating your details with the bank? How it is validating your PIN that you just entered? How it is actually checking with the bank whether your bank account have that much of money which you're trying to withdraw from the ATM machine? You don't know all this, right? So that's what abstraction do. It actually reduces or in fact hides what how it is being done and focuses on what it should be done, right? Now the next point about abstraction is abstraction provides clear separation between the interface and the implementation, making the code more modular and maintainable. So if you take a example of an enterprise application, you always write an interface and then you write implementing class which actually overrides the methods written in the interface to provide its uh, functionality, right? And when you go back to the controller, let us say you are writing a service interface, you're writing a service class to implement the methods of the service interface, then you go to the controller and you auto wire the interface there, which means the controller know there is an interface. When it hits the method of the interface, it actually get redirected to the implementing class, and from there it picks the implementation and perform the job. Right? That's how abstraction work in the enterprise level application. The last point about abstraction is how it is achieved in Java. Right? So abstraction is achieved in Java using two things. One is abstract classes, and other is interfaces. Okay, that's the last point about abstraction in Java. So I'll make a separate video about abstract classes and interfaces, but let's have a brief look on what abstract classes and interfaces is. Okay. So abstract class is a kind of class which can be written with the abstract keyword. Okay. Let us say a class A is a abstract class. So you can write abstract class A. But there is a condition. Abstract classes must have at least one abstract method. Now, what is abstract method? Abstract method is a method which doesn't have any body. It only have the method signature. That is method modifier, method return type, method name, and method parameter. Okay. Let's focus on the abstract classes first. A class which is declared with the abstract keyword is known as the abstract class in Java. That's what I told you. Now, the second point about abstract class is it can have abstract and non-abstract methods. What is non-abstract method? Any method that you normally see is a non-abstract or concrete method. A method which has the body is called non-abstract method. Okay, we'll see the example. Now, let us say there is an abstract class bank. Okay, and there is a abstract method written there, get interest rate. Okay, that is abstract method. You can see the public double get interested doesn't have any body. It just have the method signature. That's why it is called as abstract method. And any abstract class must have at least one abstract method. Otherwise, it will give a compile time error. Okay. Now, there is another method in the abstract class that is called say hello, which is just printing hello world. Okay. So from here you can see we can write abstract methods, also the concrete methods in the abstract class. Now let's move to the interfaces in Java. What are the interfaces? So an interface in Java is a mechanism or kind of arrangement to achieve the abstraction. Or in the second sentence, you can say that interface in Java is a fully abstract class, which is written with the interface keyword. So let us say you want to define an interface A, then you will write interface A. That's it. Class keyword is not required when you are defining an interface in Java. Okay. And we discussed like we must have at least one abstract method in the abstract classes. In interface, we'll always have only abstract methods. Okay, we'll never have concrete methods. That's how Java designed the interfaces. So we can say interfaces are 100% abstracted. Let's have a look on some theory. So interface in Java is a mechanism to achieve the abstraction. That's the first point I already told you. The second point about interfaces is there can be only abstract methods in the Java interface, which simply means in the Java interfaces can contain only abstract method. It can never contain the concrete methods. Okay. The third point about interfaces, it is used to achieve abstraction and multiple inheritance in Java. So if you remember the video where I explained you the concept of inheritance, I told you that multiple inheritance is possible only with the interfaces in Java. So if you have not watched that video, you can go back and watch that video. Okay. So interfaces are used to achieve the abstraction as well as multiple inheritance in Java. Okay. Now, how do we define the interfaces in Java? So we can write the modifier interface keyword and the name of the interface. Okay. Let's have a look on this pseudocode. So if you can see, there is a public that is modifier, interface is a keyword, and bank is basically name of this particular interface. And in the next line, you can see simply that only abstract methods are allowed in the interfaces. Okay. So let's have a look on the code with the abstract classes that how abstraction is achieved in Java. So let us say you have a class bank which have an abstract method called get interest or get rate of interest. Now you know what rate of interest is. Rate of interest is something like you deposited some money in your bank account and it is giving you some rate or some interest, some money for keeping your money in that bank, right? Now the different bank may have different rate of interest, right? SBI may have something, PNB may have something, HDFC may have something, correct? So let us say you are developing a application where it is required to return, or rather display the rate of interest of all the banks, right? So what you will do, you will write a common interface, you will write a abstract method there, and you will implement those abstract methods in the subclasses. Okay, so let us say you have written an abstract class here, bank. In bank abstract class, you have one abstract method called rate of interest. Now let us say we want to implement this abstract class, or rather extend this abstract class, and write classes which can return the rate of interest for the SBI and PNB, that is Punjab National Bank and State Bank of India. So what we do, we write a class SBI, we extend the bank, and then we implement this abstract method here, that is returning 7. Okay, now let us take the another example, that is PNB. This concrete class is also extending the abstract class bank, and it is returning rate of interest 8. Okay, now how do we call this method to find out whether it is actually abstraction or not? So if you see on the right hand side, I have written a class test bank, and it has a main method obviously, and then I have written bank B, just defined bank B, because it's abstract class. So abstract classes cannot be instantiated. You can never instantiate the abstract classes. So what you can do, you can take the reference of the superclass, that is abstract class bank, and assign the objects of the subclasses to the bank. Okay. So the process of assigning subclasses object to the superclass is called as dynamic dispatch in Java. This concept of dynamic dispatch, and this we will discuss in more detail when I'll be uploading the video about method overriding, because that is very relevant there. So today let's focus on this only. So bank B equal to new SBI. Now bank B, the reference B of the bank is containing actually the object of the SBI. Now when you call the rate of interest method, you will actually invoke the method written in the SBI class only. Same goes with the PNB. So that's how abstraction is achieved in the Java. Okay. So that's all for today. It was a very small topic. If you want the code and the notes shown in this video, please do comment your email ID and you will get this within 24 hours. Also, I'll be posting more such informative video on this channel. So if you're new to this channel and you found this video helpful, please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.